traditional leaders here in the Eastern Cape who are the custodians of this ritual we're talking about, circumcision. I'm sure within the next couple of days, within the next couple of weeks, as soon as the young boys are done with their media exams, we will see a couple of initiation schools springing up all across the villages around the Eastern Cape and townships around this area. But sadly, as we have become accustomed with this, there will be some who will end up in hospital, and sadly, some who may not even make it through this ritual. However, we are speaking to the health department right now, who have worked very hard to ensure that the damage is very, very minimal, and they have ensured that they have worked out plans to minimize the injuries and the deaths of these young men. Right now, I'm being joined by the department spokesperson, Mr. Sizwe Kuphela. Sir, good morning and welcome to AM News. Tell me, what plans have you put in place to ensure that we do not have the incidents that we've seen over the past couple of years in this season?
Well, the department is working closely with the custodians of the custom, which is the traditional leaders in the province, as well as some NGOs like the Community Development Foundation of South Africa, who are based in the Pondoland area in Bizana. Interventions have been put in place to ensure that the risk is minimized. We are more worried and concerned about the area of the both eastern and western Pondoland and the Mthatha area, such that we have moved to ensure that we prepare hospitals around that area to ensure that special wards are established in the event we get more initiates who may require medical intervention. But apart from that, we're also trying to minimize the high number of boys going to the hospital. Through the foundation and other stakeholders, we've identified high-risk areas where we have also established rescue centers outside hospitals. We want to curb a situation that we had last year in June, where we had a number of hospitalizations, where a number of boys came to the hospital very late. Some of them, unfortunately, died because they came on the 11th hour to the hospital. The traditional leaders have been going around the province. The NGO and the department have also put in place training programs targeting traditional leaders and community members, as well as traditional surgeons themselves. The main concern in that area is proper coordination of the custom. Elsewhere in the province, areas like Port Elizabeth, areas like Grahamstown, and the area of King Williamstown, we don't experience problems, as well as areas like Butterworth, Duke, we don't pick up problems, as well as areas, the Hlubi area of Matatiel and Maluti, we don't pick up problems. The problem is concentrated in Mthatha, Libot, and Ngeleni, Port St. John's, Mbizana, Sigisi, as well as Flagstaff, because in those areas there is no proper coordination. You've got elders not being involved, not understanding the custom itself, because some of them have never been to the bush. So this is where we have tried to ensure that at least we mobilize the resources to ensure that we minimize the number of boys coming to hospitals. Our main aim, working with the custodians of the custom, is to ensure that we drop the number of those who either lose their manhood or die. You will recall that in June last year we lost just over 40 boys, and we still believe as the department that these boys are dying unnecessarily because they don't have to die. They pick up problems. Sometimes you find that when we analyze the situation, the problem is not the actual medical or surgical procedure. The problem is in the management of the wound and the management of the whole process in the bush, hence the attempt to train those who would be tasked with that responsibility. But the other thing, especially in the Mbizana area, we've picked up that boys, very young boys, are actually targeted and abducted into the bush without the consent of their parents.
All right, lastly, tell me, how much of a strain does this put to the general practice of the hospitals now that you're going to have to be inundated with initiates in all likelihood?
Well, that is a grave concern. This is why we've stepped in to put measures in place to ensure that at least we cut down the number of those who end up in hospital. We would like to only deal with those who are under distress and whose life are really at risk, hence the establishment of the rescue centers outside the hospital. Because it's taking a lot of time, we have to ensure that we put additional nurses and doctors.
Wonderful. And that was Sizwe Kuphela from the Eastern Cape Health Department. With that, let's hand back to you guys in Johannesburg.